Welcome to Talking Hawks. Here we are riding the glory train all the way to the finals as we travelled to Adelaide in round 20 with a huge win, a nice little percentage booster as we set ourselves up for the run to the finals. How are you?
Today. Yeah, I'm good. I'm very good. Today was that game we really needed to win. Maybe a bit of a toss-up, especially in terms of if you're looking at the betting market. We were equal faves with them to get it done, and it looked pretty nervy in that first quarter. But, yeah, just completely ran over the top of them in that second half. Nice comprehensive win, and that boost to our percentage, which we like.
Yes, no, it was sort of come out of the blocks firing and kicked a few goals early, got a nice little lead, and then sort of just let Adelaide back into the game, which I was sort of like yourself, just like, oh,
yeah,
what's going to happen here? But yeah, early on, I felt like Adelaide did play well. They really did their homework and stopped our ball movement, and then we sort of second half we just kicked away.
Yeah, the commentary team was talking about how with that taller side, that forward line really got a hold of us at the start of the game. But yeah, we just ran over the top of them. Like they couldn't slow us down after halftime, which is, yeah, as I said, the comms predicted that and came true.
Yes, it is just ticking along nicely. Although it was a pretty rough game. I don't know if we're going to have any injuries coming out of this game, but
Hopefully
yeah.
not. Yeah. Yeah, no, it did get pretty biffy at the end there. I think one of the Crows players, Max Michelini, had a shot at Watto, so not sure he'll be playing next week. But yeah, good. Hopefully, nothing too major comes out of that in terms of the Hawks players with fines and any suspensions. Hopefully, we're all clear of that. But yeah.
Now we could start anywhere, but why not start with Tom, the big meek? He is turning it up every week, isn't he? How good is he?
Yeah, definitely. Just super, super consistent. I believe they rested him for that last 10 or so minutes of the game, which is good. So he can be ready and raring to go for next week against Briggs. But I thought Riley O'Brien had a decent game. But yeah, just Meek's ability to tap it right where we want it is, crucial.
And my highlight of the game when he got the ball and burst away and laced out that ball inside 50, it was brilliant.
Yeah, just looked absolutely like he looked like he was Will Day doing it. And he's got an extra, couple of inches and 30 kilos on him.
Oh, nice little segue to Will Day because I thought he was outstanding in the first quarter and probably the standout. He's just tackling. He was just everywhere. What did you make of his game?
Yeah, such a good game, especially in that first half where we really needed to stay in it. He was lifting us and ensuring that we would. Some huge tackles and only the 20 disposals, but each disposal was so crucial to that game. Maybe quietened off a bit in that last quarter, but yeah, huge game from him and good to do it on against the Crows, who could have picked him back in his draft, but opted not to.
No, it's always good to turn up at in your home back in Adelaide, where he come from, and he's just turned it on for the fans just to rub it in a little bit more.
Yeah, definitely. Good to see.
All right. Did you have a favourite celebration of the day? Because the Hawks are bringing celebrations, and even Sicily got involved.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Sicily is the pick for me. Love to see the captain getting involved in his 150th. Like, yeah, it was so good. Love it. Loved it. And Sicily, as you've got in your behind you in that photo there, in the selfie, front and centre.
That way, the other way. I've got to get my charger out, guys. So keep talking, Loz.
Yes, so love to see Sicily getting in and amongst it. I mean, Guinea slotted that goal at the end with a nice sally, like just so good. It makes Jars. That's another one that just got reminded of there with believe it was Cristiano Ronaldo type. That's not my area of expertise, but I think it was that type of celebration. So yeah, really love to see it. Makes these type of games so much more exciting and makes it so much more watchable for, a neutral supporter.
Yeah, Jars was huge early. Saved some goals, some huge tackles, and just that last little second, gets his hand in. He did everything right, I thought. So yeah, huge kudos to Impey in his game today.
Yeah, I wonder if maybe a bit of recency bias, but this year I feel like it's got to be one of his best of his career. He's been so good. And
Yep.
just, the way he's intercept marking, he's added that to his game. And now he's, taking those big grabs down back and saving, stopping those crucial goals from being scored by the opposition.
Yeah, it was a little bit dangerous early with their tools getting on top. Taylor Walker, then Riley Thilthorpe, and who else is the third tall there? Himmelberg, was it?
Himmelberg, who got subbed off.
And he wasn't as dangerous, but when we're playing pretty short with Frost and Scrimshaw, I thought they did quite well to just hang in the game, and Sicily playing that third tall because he was on Tex Walker early when they sort of had that little fight back early, but we just settled the nerves and gained control of the game again.
Yep, exactly. It did look a little bit iffy in that maybe second half of that first quarter, where it looked like the Tolls were really gonna stomp on us, where Tex scored those 2 goals and Thilthorpe was getting involved, but thankfully we adjusted. It was more that we struggled with defending the transition across the ground, because they put up, after the first quarter, they'd scored 33 points, basically all their goals from turnovers. So, as soon as we turned it over, we couldn't stop them. But thankfully, we cleaned that up after quarter time.
Yeah, no, it was good. And obviously, we made some adjustments and managed to start getting that ball movement a bit smoother. And I think we just outworked them. Just our work rate was huge. Seeing Watson, he got a free kick, 25 metres out from the back line. Just shows how hard he's working down back. C-Mac, Morey, they just keep doing it every week, and it's a huge part of why we're winning.
Definitely, those small forwards. There's no other group of smalls doing it like it in the comp at the moment. Just so electric with their energy and continuing to just put the kilometres on the odometer every week, just up and back, and it's really helping our transition game.
Now, Craig, Scrimshaw was elite after halftime, but he was elite before halftime, mate. What were you watching? He was a gun all game. I thought Scrimmer was easily in our best today. What do you reckon?
Yeah, maybe I wasn't paying attention to Scrim as much as normal, because I thought he played a good game, but nothing spectacular. Might have to go and watch it back and see. But I think it's just because I just expect, these great games from Scrim every week now, because he's just been so consistent playing that lockdown role. So we'll definitely go back and have a look. But I do remember him taking some really nice marks, which he has done all year.
Well, to be honest, I haven't actually checked out the stats. I think did Maddie say to me we had 8 goal kickers that had kicked 2 goals for the game? Something crazy like that.
Yeah, I'll have a quick check, but yeah.
Yeah, there's lots of them there. Yep.
1,
Bruce,
2, 3,
Watson,
4,
McDonald,
5, 6.
Deere, Chol, Ginnivan.
Yep.
And I missed Sicily at the start. And Newcomb, did I miss? Yep.
Yep. So there's
phenomenal.
The 8. Yeah, amazing. And I mean, your team, in the context of the AFL, if a team has a lot of different goal scorers, all those goals were spread out across a number of players. So normally, now there's some stat out there which I can't bring to mind at the moment, but the more goal scorers you have, the better it is. Basically, you're more likely to win, and we did that comprehensively, as you said. The 8 players with the 2 goals.
Yeah, I feel like Sam and the coaching staff might be playing around with the magnets a little bit. We've seen Jai did it last week as well. Take that screamer and kick a goal. So he's pushed forward again at times this week, and obviously been rewarded with 2 goals. So it's good versatility. And then the skipper, Sicily, just in his 150th, just snuck down forward and got a few on the board as well.
Yeah, exactly. From that free kick that Dylan Moore got in that bit of a scrap at the end of the game, he was the recipient of standing in the goal square. So good to see that come off. Was happy that it was Sis who was on the end of that one for his 150th.
Yep. Now, talking about free kicks, Morey had a huge tackle. I think it was the first quarter. And then C-Mac came in.
Oh, yeah.
For the gang tackle. And then C-Mac got the free kick.
Yep. Yeah, I know. Yeah, poor Morey. But I think there's probably no other person on the team that would care less about that than Dylan Moore. He just wants the goals on the board. So, yeah, good on C-Mac for getting in, but probably Moore's goal there in the end.
And Moore, like you said, he's just not, making a big deal about it. And I just love these little efforts. Just he's putting in an extra little push and a shove. And one of the Adelaide players was trying to get up off the ground, and he just pushed him back over without giving a free kick. Just making them work that little bit harder, burning their energy out.
Yeah, definitely. I'm seeing a lot of comments coming through about Cal Shadir, so we should probably chat about him. Isn't it amazing? He's still 18. I believe he turns 19 maybe next week or in the next couple of days. But yeah, I mean, it's just insane what he is doing at such a young age. Brought into the club last year thinking that maybe we might not see him get a debut for at least a couple of years, but is now like a key piece of this forward line, and each week shows up, and the pressure he puts on for a tall bloke is amazing.
All right, here we are. Willard coming in with the question, the first time Dia playing a full match and not getting subbed off? I don't think so.
I don't think so, but it was good to see him play it out.
Yes, and Bruce, who started the game on fire, kicking the first two, was super. Instead of being the super sub, he was the superstar at the start of the game, and then he got subbed off, maybe getting a bit tired, or it was just a tactical move, I guess, to give Finn a bit of minutes on the ground.
Yeah, I think so. As the commentary team said, he is a chance he could play his 300th in that final if we get into it. I believe, not sure how many's off, but yeah, if we do get in the finals, 300s could be on the card for this year. But yeah, just probably trying to manage him through. But yeah, he, as Jim's saying there, he was very good early. He's still got it, Brucey.
Yeah, I thought, I think you called that about 6 weeks ago, that if he kept playing, that he would be playing his 300th in a final. So good call there, Loz. Lady.
Yes, yeah. Well, hopefully we see it come true. That'll be on top of the cake for me. Right. But yeah.
Are you up to date on Box Hill? I know they were up early.
Honestly, I didn't get to see much of this game, but I know they did come off with the win in the end. Maybe we could get some comments coming through about that, because I have seen us talk about it. But I think, we pulled off the win there. Yes, 90-68 down at Box Hill Oval. Harry Morrison kicking the 3, Jasper Scaife with the 2, and Clay Tucker with 2 as well as goals from O'Sullivan and Ramsden. In terms of the listed Hawks, I did see a write-up talking about how good Harry Morrison and Jai Sarong's game was. So whether they are going to come in soon, I don't know. I mean, it's really hard to drop anyone from this AFL side at the moment, but my goodness, those blokes are banging down the door week in, week out. They've been best on ground, those same few guys. So yeah, hopefully Box Hill can keep winning. That was I believe it was an iffy game. Like, we didn't know whether we were going to win because Williamstown were 7th on the ladder and we were in 6th. So really good win to get that today, because they do have a pretty tricky run home.
I think that may have locked up finals for us, but now I guess we're pushing for top 4 and trying to get a home final.
Hopefully.
Yes, like you said, Harry Morrison, 160 AFL ranking points. That's huge. And Josh Wong, 144. Yeah, massive.
Wow. Yeah.
And also Max Ramsden with 112. So he must have had a decent game as well.
Yeah, a lot of the blokes just wanting to try and break into this side, but unfortunately, that group in the AFL at the moment is hard to get into.
Well, it's a good problem to have, and some good backups there, because at least we've got it if we need it.
Yeah, exactly.
Also, Jasper Scaife played a decent game, I heard as well.
Yeah, I think he missed the parts I watched. He missed a few easy, not necessarily easy goals, but just, maybe didn't take as many chances as he was. Still slotting the 2, but he looks to be coming along really nicely. And another one that maybe is a bit further ahead than where the club thought when he came in, because I think he could potentially come into this side if we needed him and maybe slot in nicely.
Yep, Cam McKenzie, he had 100 AFL ranking points too, with his 29 disposals. I look at the wrong column. So decent game from him, which is good. I think Josh Ward has sort of been between him and C-Mac to have that spot in the seniors. So it's an interesting little dilemma for the coaching staff.
Yeah, Ward had a really good game today as well. Like, looked super composed. The stuff that was one of the best parts of his game when he first started. Maybe lost that a little bit, maybe potentially due to a lack of confidence. But today he looked absolutely at the level, got a decent number of CBAs, and yeah, just was making the right choices, calm, cool, and collected, like the rest of our midfield, really.
Yeah, I agree. And I thought he was really good last week too, and probably didn't get much of a mention just due to so many players having an awesome game. And I think just basically went back to the VFL, did what he was asked, got his senior recall, and he's come back looking a different player almost. Looks really good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely really good. Happy to see that, because I know if you were writing him off already, just, a couple of years into his career, which I thought was silly. But yeah, he's looking really good at the moment, and as the whole team lifts, he's coming with them.
Now we're sort of just flicking around left, right, and centre, but the big Choli, the Rolls Choice, he didn't really get many possessions early or hit the scoreboard, but I thought he was really influential the way he shepherded, made contests, put pressure on. I thought he had a really good game again.
Yeah, he's the absolute king of forward pressure for someone that tall to just be able to lay tackles, corral, set shepherds, all that stuff is really good. So even if he isn't having influence on the game, it's not like he goes completely missing.
Yeah, and I just think just him and Deer just working together. They both make contests. They both put pressure on. They both tackle. It's just a really good dynamics with those small forwards. It's just working really well for us.
Yeah, they work. Yeah, as he said, they work so super well together, which is surprising. Like, if you had said something about that before the year even started, I mean, my jaw would be agape, saying how well Chol and Kelshadir are holding up that forward line as the two key tools.
And we had a brief mention earlier. The young wizard had a standout game last week, and he's backed it up again. He was really good this week, and can't see him going backwards from here. He just keeps going from strength to strength every week, doesn't he?
Yeah, definitely. It's good to see him getting. I mean, we always knew he had the confidence, but just maybe that calm energy to slot those in those critical moments, and we're seeing that now. He looks really good. I mean, unfortunately, yeah, he had that little bit of a slow start to the year where he was getting a lot of the ball, but just not slotting those shots. But I mean, if he had we could have seen, him really in the running for rising star.
Yeah, absolutely. So just trying to catch up with the comments. Now felt Amon game today. A few questionable possessions, but it did do some important things at times, and sort of, I guess you can get inside your own head, I guess, if you make a few mistakes and then sort of go into your shell. But he just kept pushing through, and he was competitive at the end of the day. But yeah, a few shockers by his standards, high standards.
Yes, exactly. That's the key point there. We have high standards for the likes of Amon and his kicking ability. To see him kick out from a kick in and go straight out on the full, that was very interesting. But I think his run off half back, like getting away from his player and kicking inside 50, was as good as it has been all year. So I think he made up for it then, and he laid some strong tackles as well, which is not necessarily his go, but. Yeah, unfortunately, Amon just, a few little things that didn't come off as they normally did, which made it stand out, because you do expect him to hit those kicks.
So we talked about it before the show, Loz, but unfortunately, Bulldogs beat Sydney on top of the ladder and kept us outside the 8. So it's a bit frustrating, because I thought we were going to be a chance to finally be sitting inside the 8.
Yeah,
but, go for it.
So annoying. Like, you'd think Sydney could get it done easily at home, especially when the Doggies have been maybe up or down, definitely more up, and especially after that win last week. But yeah, you'd think Sydney would run over the top of them, but they just didn't even look likely today. But one thing we can celebrate is that we are currently sitting on top of Essendon, which is pretty good. Yep, we're in 9th, they're in 10th by 2 points.
No, it is good. So we've got, what do you say? We've got GWS next week, Carlton the following week. and then we've got an easy run home with Richmond and North Melbourne, is it?
Yes, Richmond then North in that order.
So,
North
yeah,
in Tassie as well.
I haven't done any ladder predictors, but I'm assuming we win one of the next two and finish off the last two games. We're going to be a really good shot to play some finals footy.
Yes, those 14 wins is probably crucial with our somewhat lower percentage at the moment. So to pip one of GWS and Carlton will be massive and should just about lock us in to that final as long as we get our wins against the bottom two the bottom two on the ladder as we hopefully should.
There we go, GWS, and I think Geelong might be the other team that's got a low percentage, but I think they've got an easy run home. Oh, sorry, Port Adelaide's the other one. Sorry, that's got the low percentage. So, yeah, it's going to be tight, and hopefully we can do enough. We're just flying at the moment. Like that was from halftime having a 15-point lead, and then just to put the foot down on the gas and run away with a 66-point win, and we let a couple of goals through at the end too.
Yeah,
so we
annoyingly.
must have been like 70-odd points up.
Yeah.
No, I was really impressed. We just broke them. Our run, I think just our energy, just work rate just has been phenomenal the last sort of 4, 5, 6 rounds, and it's just really winning games for us, just that work rate alone.
Yep, exactly. And hopefully that's something we can keep up because, it's not like we're kicking at 100% every week and at some point that's going to fall away. Work rate is something that should be there every single week if you can, keep up that energy. And we as a young side should hopefully be able to do that.
I'm going to have to go back because I did see, where is the man? Weddle. I'll scroll past it. All right, let's talk about Weddle. I'll find the comment. How'd you find his game? I thought he was really good.
Yeah, besides that annoying call where they called him from running too far, which may be a little bit dubious, but
yeah.
But besides that, it looked really good. Nice to see him. He had to play pretty accountable today with those tools, but I think once Himmelberg came off, that really helped him get his run going.
Yeah. No, he's been a pretty important role player in that back line, and then just being flexible to just move forward, play ruck, and just getting off the leash, isn't he? Just running through for those overlap hand passes, just his ability to draw plays as well, because he draws players, then gives off the ball, frees somebody up, gets the ball back. It's just the epitome of the way we're playing at the moment, and just drawing those tackles and giving the ball off to a free teammate to have an easy kick. Yeah,
exactly. Just maybe a little bit of the Frosties about him when he goes on those big runs and bombs it long. Sometimes it doesn't pay off, but I mean, when he does, it's so exciting. And he just looks so good. And it's only his second year, so sky's the limit.
Here we go. Daryl's asking, does anyone know what CJ's injury was? I believe he hit his head in a tackle. And I think it might have happened twice during the game. The first one wasn't a major one. He obviously played on, but that second one, he hit pretty hard and came off and obviously got assessed, but I haven't heard anything more than that. Have you heard anything, Loz? Oh, Loz is frozen on me. All right. Yes, Craig Hardwick, week in, week out. All right. I've got Loz lagging on me, or I'm lagging on her. No.
I think.
You there with me? Nearly? No, Loz has dropped out. Cool. Hardwick, yes, week in, week out. He's been amazing, especially early on when the game was tough. I thought he did a really good job, just sort of making those contests, bringing the ball to ground, making important tackles. I thought he was really good.
Hopefully I'm back now. You got me?
Yep, gotcha. Beautiful.
Talking about Hardwick, I thought he played really well today. And lots of good intercepts coming off that back line, and especially in that second half, looked really good.
Yep, 100%. Here we go. Trying to click. Comments going crazy. If CJ is out for concussion, should bring in Morrison or McKenzie.
Yeah.
Yes. No, definitely Morrison's probably the man to play the wing role if CJ's out. But McKenzie, he's could play that role, I think. He's more played off half back or on the ball, hasn't he?
Yeah, he does line up on the wing occasionally, but I think Morrison would be the replacement. Yeah, as Craig said, I think I did hear on the commentary that it was maybe a shoulder rather than the concussion. I can't remember if he came back on. I feel like that was still with 10, 12 minutes to go. So hopefully he did come back on.
Yeah.
Okay. Hopefully good news on that front. But yeah, I was saying before haven't listened to the press conference yet. So we'll clock onto that and see if we hear any news.
Beautiful. Who else was a standout for you today that we haven't covered?
Oh, good question.
Oh, here we go. Well, Frosty was really solid.
Yeah. Frosty has been so good all year. Played his his best career year for sure in 2024. Yeah, go on.
The commentators, they said, he can do a frost ball once or twice a game. He hasn't done hardly any frost balls all year.
Yeah, literally, I can maybe recall one or two that have happened all year, but literally besides that, been a very good kick. Like some of his kicks today were brilliant. Sicily-esque, pulling off, 40-meter rips across the half-back line.
Daryl's popped in with, hopefully it doesn't snow in Canberra, but it did when CJ played his first game. Is that the one I'm thinking of? Yep.
Yep.
So, and did we win that, I think, as well? I'm pretty sure we did.
Yeah,
let's just roll with it. Let's just roll with
it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we won for sure.
Oh, geez. Interesting. Yes, I hadn't really picked up on that.
Mm-hmm.
Gunners has been sort of given a little bit of a rest period. I thought he might have been the sub today over Finn, but Finn's been the same. There was the sub last week, but he came on a bit earlier, didn't he, in the game?
Yeah, last week he did. I think that was maybe just after halftime. But yeah, I think Gunston probably never going to play at Box Hill, just being held over. I mean, if we do get into the finals, like that experience from him will be key. So we're just running with that smaller forward line at the moment, which has been working well, especially the last 2 weeks. So maybe, not much room for him, but I can see him coming back into this side at some point.
And we haven't really talked about these two guys in the midfield. Mm-hmm. Nashi was really good early and really got the ball rolling. And Newcomb came into his game in the second half.
Yeah.
Did you recognise him out there?
I know, him and Guinea with those haircuts. Thank goodness we won, because I would have been blaming those haircuts for the loss if we got it, because you don't want to change something that's working. But yeah, I know, could hardly recognise him. But as you said, I think Nuke really worked into the game, was pretty quiet in that first half, but with Will Day doing a lot of the midfield work as well as Warple. But yeah, as you said, second half looks so strong when he comes down to the forward line as well. I wonder how much that trigger's going to be pulled more, whether they rest him forward.
Yes, no, it will be interesting, and it's a good little outlet to have if we're not putting Sicily or Hardwick or somebody else down forward. We know we can put him down there and rely on him to take a few grabs and kick a goal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think we've also just spoke about Nash then as well, who did really well, has come into some nice form over the last month or so, just using his body to get in and under. We saw his disposal was down last week. I think he definitely improved on that this week. Looked nice in there, getting some of those handball outs and hitting those kicks, which is good to see. But yeah, unsigned at the moment. So interesting what they're going to do with him, because we want to keep him. But there's clubs offering him maybe more than we are at the moment, which I think I heard 5-year deal, which is pretty crazy from where Nash was a couple of years ago when he was sitting, getting 2 touches a game in that forward line.
Yeah, he sort of reinvented himself, and he's become a target. So it will be interesting. I thought it was a bit strange, or maybe it's not strange, just optimistic for a 5 to 6 year deal. But if there's teams keen on him, then the talks have got a tough decision to make, whether they try and match it or let the man walk and fill the hole, I guess.
Yeah, hopefully we can re-sign him, because he's so important to that side, having that big body in there. We know Will Day does some of that, argy-bargy kind of pushing the players off, but Day's just that massive, tall body that can really impact and block for other players in that midfield. So hopefully we get his signature soon. I mean, who would want to be leaving the Hawks at the moment? Seriously.
Now, I'll pop this up. What's the story with the haircuts? If we don't know, does anybody else know?
No idea.
I don't know. Just the 2 in the 1 week seemed a bit strange. But but did you see the Hawks media team with the bald pose? I thought that was great.
Poor Haley. Yeah. Had a bit of a drive-by then. But yeah, love the social media team. Now, I know not sure if anyone has seen it, but Ginnivan and Watson have come out with a line of Hawk, H-O-K, jumpers and T-shirts with their silhouettes on it. So they just debuted that after the game, put on the merch in the change room. So it looks pretty cool. If someone wanted to, just shout out to them if you want to pop over there and rep that, because it looks pretty sweet.
Love it. Awesome. I'll have to have a look myself. Gunners has come up telling us that Gunston did a job on Sam Taylor last time, which he absolutely did. He just led him away from the ball and just did an absolutely huge job. So good chance that he could come in fresh and play that role again against the Giants. Yeah,
maybe we see a Bruce rested, something like that. Maybe one of the kids needs a rest, not sure. But, as we said, or CJ may miss a week and see Gunston come in, because, I do remember him doing well on Sam Taylor, because, Sam Taylor is so important to that side. And if we can neutralise him, if we can even half neutralise him, that can go a long way. So just to revert back to Nash, Pies have offered him a 4-year deal, apparently. Interesting. Wow. The Pies do want midfielders, so not sure.
There's a few clubs that could use him.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Flexibility is key. Yes, it absolutely is at the moment. What do you make of Sicily's game? He seemed a little bit quieter after last week.
Yeah, it was definitely quiet in that first half. We didn't get to utilise him as much as we wanted, and that's what maybe coincided with our play not going as well as we needed it to be. But, he really came into it in the second half. A nice move down forward, as we mentioned, in those last 10 or so minutes to slot 2 goals. So I think, good game for him in his 150th. Then he can go off proud that the boys got it done for him.
What do you think? Do you think he keeps playing through every game, or do you think they may rest him up at some stage prior to the finals? Maybe the last 2 games more than the next 2, because the next 2 are important.
Yeah, that is a point that it's been on my mind for the last 4 weeks, basically, being like, when do you rest him? When do you, I don't know much about physio, but I feel that if that shoulder pops out one more time, that's probably him done for the year. Yep. So we really don't want to see that, but we want to ensure that, while we can play finals, we're probably not going super deep in them. You'd expect. I mean, who knows? With this side, they could do anything. But if we're being realistic, and we don't want to, compromise anything, especially someone as important as Sicily, his preseason for next year, where we really can be pushing for finals and even potentially a top 4 next year. And we don't want, Sicily coming off, an average preseason. So it's something the club will have to think about a lot. But maybe if we do, if we know we're going to be in the finals in that last game against North, maybe we don't fly him down to Tassie, but they do get that week off before the finals. So there's also the inbuilt rest there.
Shim's just raised the point of Massimo being quiet, which I did notice. I'm assuming you did as well. I'm just wondering how important he is to our team and our ball movement, whether that's what Adelaide really clamped down on and tried to restrict his influence on the game.
Yeah, I mean, he was reasonably quiet today. I thought he may have even been subbed off there, because I saw McGuinness on with Massimo on the bench, but he looked, put some working into him, which maybe he hasn't seen all year. But the thing is, with this side, even if one player is being put away, they're, especially in that midfield or that back line, another player is going to stand up in their position, which we saw with the likes of Impey.
Yep. All right. I don't know. Is there anyone else we haven't really covered today? I thought we've maybe a couple of small forwards. I think we covered
Yeah,
Maury. Maury was good early.
yeah, definitely. He's just one that gets it done week in, week out, super consistent, always goes at 100%. Normally slots that goal or two. Not sure whether he got his 20 and 1 as he normally does. Did he get the 20? Not 100% sure. But yeah, those small forwards, as we said, there's not enough said about them. I think Ginnivan called
He
them
got 21 and 1 goal too.
beautiful.
So it's not
Good
not
work,
too
Maury.
bad. Yes.
Yeah, hopefully, that should be a lock for the All Australian squad. And if any of those blokes in that room, those ladies and men in that room who pick that All Australian squad, they have to pick him. Like, seriously, if they know anything about the game, he's in. So fingers crossed, they know they've been watching the Hawks game. Hopefully, like a lot of people, they have been, and he's in to that side.
Yes, I think it'd be nice to add to the trophy room, and he deserves that accolade because I think he's been absolutely outstanding this year. Just looking at who else. We pretty much covered everyone. Maybe. So we did touch on Finn McGuinness and being the sub twice in a row. I just don't know what their planning is around that. Is Finn just a good sub because he's tall and he can play forward, he can play midfield, he can probably play back? Is that the angle they're coming from? Or I just feel like you can't keep playing him sub just on a fitness basis because the players are going to lose too much fitness.
Yeah. Hopefully I think it's probably good if they switch it up. Maybe get Mackenzie or a Harry Morrison as sub next week and let McGuinness have a run. But any of those guys that are playing in that midfield, it is nearly impossible to crack in there. We've got Ward in there. That's the one spot really at the moment that Mackenzie, McGuinness, Huswaite, Cooper Stevens, even like all of those guys who are playing at Box Hill, there's really one spot for them in that side. And unless that player bottles it and they don't have a good game for a few weeks in a row, or we lose a game, that's when we might see them come in. But right now, with the team continuing to win and going up and up, it's so tricky to crack that side. But yeah, McGuinness, like, he's one of his main assets is his endurance, which you can't really see on show when he's the sub and only playing a quarter.
I'm not sure if this is Paul referring to my question about who we haven't spoke about, and it probably is Guinea, who, after coming off a career best 31 touches against the old Pies, he was very quiet, and I don't know if that was, again, the Crows putting a lot of work into him and his influence on the game, or if it was just him just finding himself in the wrong spot at the wrong time. I'm not sure, but he did come into the game in the second half, and yeah, good to see him getting a little sally in.
Yeah, exactly. As long as he slots one a week, I think we'll be happy with that. I mean, obviously the massive game last week, career best game, well, definitely best game at the Hawks, career high touches. It can be tricky to back that up, especially as a small forward, where we saw McDonald and Moore get more involved today, whereas Guinea was the number one man in that spot last week. But yeah, they had a young kid called Bond play on him today and did a really good job, I think. He's maybe only played a handful of games, but he's done that job on a few of the forwards in the last couple of those smaller forwards in the last couple of weeks. So, yeah, it seems to be a good pickup for them. But yeah, in saying that, Guinea, a little bit quiet, but we've still got that goal, which we love to see.
And maybe the last man we might touch on for this conversation, C-Mac, he was really, really good. Did hear them say 14 score involvements. I thought that was super impressive. He was everywhere, wasn't he?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I anti-mozzed him at the start of the game. In that first quarter, in a space of like 30 seconds, he missed a handball and then missed a tackle. And I was like, oh, looks like C-Mac's on for a tough game here. And then bang, as soon as I said that, he was off and running and, probably had one of his best games for the year. He looked so red hot. And whenever he got near the ball, something was happening.
Yep. All right. So back-to-back travels. We're off to GWS next week in, I guess, another semi-final that we keep having every week that we keep having to play and win. Where do you think we're placed? you keep on riding this bandwagon, or you think we're due for a loss? Where do you think we're at?
That Geelong loss. Now, wish it wasn't by that much, but maybe came as a good time, because if we had have won that, at some point you're due for a loss. You can't go week in, week out. So maybe that was the loss we're due. And now I think, it'll be tricky. I don't know which one I fancy us more in. I mean, Carlton has played pretty horribly the last few weeks. Their midfield's getting towed up week in, week out with no De Koning, Pitney in there. I mean, they just don't play as well without De Koning. But I mean, they've got the Pies next week. If the Pies belt them or even get the win, I think they will be so angry that week after. Yep. So, that's an interesting one. But, speaking about next week, GWS, I think they've finally come back into form after maybe some down games, which included the loss against us. But, we did beat them already this year. We can do it again. So, one of the next two is all we need. I think
it almost seems the team sort of from 6th to 14th are playing best, and that top 6 teams are sort of out of form and losing games, and it's just the difference between second on the ladder down to like 12th is like a game and a half or something. It's stupid.
Unbelievable. It's in speaking of footy as a whole, not just Hawthorn, it's been a really good season to watch a lot of the games, and it's really exciting that Hawks can be a part of it. You know, when you're finishing down the bottom of the ladder, bottom 6, bottom 4, you're not really spoken about at this time of year. But now that we're, in the promotional videos and all that good stuff for AFL and Channel 7, it's been really good to watch, and it's great to be relevant again.
Now, you did just say if we make it, we may not go too far, but what do you think the chances are we could do the Baby Bombers, scrape in and just win 4 games in the finals, go all the way?
Yeah, well, I think those 1993, I wasn't alive then, so that's not necessarily my reference point for that time, but I'm thinking more along the lines of the 2016 Doggies, who Bulldogs, did something similar. So, they finished 8th,
I think, or 6th.
I mean, anything can happen. In a lot of my ladder predictors, I've seen us most of the time, if we make the 8, Cats are finishing 5th. Now, that game should be at the MCG. I doubt it will be at GMHBA, but that'll be a crazy game. Like, I will be, so bloody nervous for that one.
100,000.
Yeah, so could we beat the Cats week 1? Probably, but it'll be tricky. But I think as soon as we have to go away, whether that be to Optus against Freo, maybe even against Brisbane, even Sydney, if they're having a down game, like something like that, and we have to travel, I think that's when we will unfortunately maybe falter a little bit.
There you go, Loz. That should be in your lifetime.
Yes, exactly. Yep, right on. Yeah, of course. So, I mean, anything's possible, but it's going to be tricky, but no need to look at that now. Let's just focus on next week and the week after. These last 4 rounds of the season, we've got to come out with 3 out of the 4. So, hopefully we can get that done. Will be a massive, massive win next week if we can do it. And just so exciting, like, to be a Hawks supporter at the moment. There's I don't know if there's another team in the comp where you're more excited to be your teams. Maybe Brisbane. They're going pretty well at the moment, but it's just so fun.
All right, guys, we'll wrap this up pretty soon. We may as well throw the darts out there and see what you can come up with. What do you think is going to happen next week against the Giants? Give us a result and your margins, and I'll throw to you, Loz, and see what you come up with first.
Well, this year I've been tipping a lot against Hawthorn because I did it once against a team that I thought we should win against, but I still tipped against us. And ever since then, I've been like trying to tip against us because I feel like I'm the anti-Moz. So if I tip against us, we should win. But I think if we were to win by next week, I think it would be something like, say, 5 points.
5 points, nice close one. Yeah, I think we've got what it takes to go up there and win. Oh, what are you doing, Lawrence? Are you even a Hawthorn supporter?
Hopefully not.
I think it's going to be a really tight contest. Like I said, I think GWS is in some pretty good form. They've got a really good list, but I think we can do it. I reckon 21 points I'm going to go for. 21. All right, just quickly flick through some of these. Hawks to win by 22. Wiz kicks 3. Yeah, Wiz is in some good form. There's no reason he won't kick 3. Hawks by 11. Hawks by 10. Some close margins there. Hawks by 19 after shutting Jesse Hogan down.
Yeah, that's a big task.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, big task for Frosty next week. Jesse Hogan's been playing really well recently. As one of the comments has said, Whitfield is another one off that halfback that has just been going crazy recently.
All right, Lawrence. I'll take your word for it. I'm often the one that's being honest around here, but I feel like we're going to win.
Yeah, I think the margin either way will probably be 20 or so points. They could beat us by 20 or we could win by 20, something in that range, as long as we hopefully don't get blown off the park.
I don't know if Paul's trying to be funny or not. He's called the draw.
If it happens,
would be. I don't like that. I just don't like it.
Yeah, I don't think the draw helps us much at all. So
it could put us in, because that puts us level with Essendon. Or there's a couple of teams that have got the draws this year, but could be that 2 points we need to get in.
Yeah, so hopefully we can all be in front of the TV next week when we play in the GWS. And I know Liam will be at the game if anyone's going all the way to Canberra. A few Talking Hawks crew members will be there. So, yeah, interesting oval. I wonder how that plays into us. I'm not sure of the dimensions of it, how that works, whether it's a wide or a skinnier ground, because I think we've been doing some good work on those open spaces. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that works. I think it's probably better to play them at Canberra than maybe at their home ground, NG Stadium. But they did play a game against Brisbane that I remember watching.
Paul, who called the draws, now changed his mind.
Yeah. I do remember GWS beating up Brisbane when they were in their form slump at the start of the year by, say, like 80 points or something. It was just unbelievable in Canberra. So, yeah, big contest next week, but let's go in with positivity, shall we?
Well, we're all envious of you, Darryl, going to the game, so enjoy it. Hopefully the Hawks get up and have a win. So, yeah, we might wrap it up there, guys. Thanks for joining us. It was a huge win. So, yeah, we couldn't be happier. We're going to love this following the Hawks at the end of the year. Hopefully we can make some finals and have a bit of fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, guys. Thanks again for joining us, and we'll see you next week.